Hello everyone, welcome to the second video in my Math Basics series, and today we're going to be talking about adding and subtracting integers. So integers are positive or negative whole numbers, or even neutral whole numbers, like 0. So some examples of integers are negative 896, positive 9, positive 17, 0, which is our neutral whole number, -1, and 1000. So notice how all these numbers are either positive, negative, or neutral, and they're all whole numbers. So no decimals or fractions. Which brings me to this point: decimals and fractions are not whole numbers and therefore are not integers. So some examples of non-integers include 0.5 or 1/2, -1.25, square root of 2, pi, and even 7/8. So now I'm going to talk about adding and subtracting integers using a number line. So for example, we have -5 plus 3. So the first step is to draw out your number line, and you're going to draw a dot above the first number. So in this case, our first number is -5. So that's why we have this dot here. And we're going to add 3. So we're going to draw an arrow from the dot, and we're going right for adding and left for subtracting. So here we're going to be adding 3. So since we're adding, we're moving to the right. And since we're adding 3, we're moving to the right 3 spaces. If we were subtracting, we would be moving to the left. So we're going to move to the right 3 spaces. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3. So -5 plus 3 is going to equal -2. And that's how you do that. So we're going to do a few more examples to drill this in. So here we have -1 plus 5. So we're just going to place our dot above -1. And since we're adding, we're going to the right. And since we're adding 5, we're going to the right 5 spaces. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So -1 plus 5 is going to be +4. Example 3 is a bit trickier because now we're adding a negative number. So now you're unsure which direction do I move, right or left? Well, when you have two signs, so a negative and a positive, or negative and negative, positive, positive, whatever, when you have two signs next to each other, that means multiplication. So if you have two of the same signs next to each other, so either a positive and a positive or a negative and a negative, you're going to have a positive product. If you have two different signs next to each other, you're going to have a negative product. So these are two different signs. So we're going to have a negative product. So that means we can rewrite this as 2 minus 8. And now we know we're subtracting, and now we know we're going to the left by 8 spaces. So all we're going to do is draw a dot above our first number, so above that 2, and we're going to be moving to the left 8 spaces. So we can write that in right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And now we just fill in our numbers. So we're going to the left, so our numbers are getting smaller. So we're going from 2 to 1, 1 to 0, and we're getting increasingly negative. So -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6. So +2 minus 8 is going to equal +6. For this next example, we have 3 minus 6. So -6, so that means we're moving to the left by 6 spaces. So we put our dot above our 3, and we're moving to the left 6 spaces. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're subtracting 1 each time. So 3, 2, 1, 0, -1, -2, -3. So 3 minus 6 is going to be -3. For our next example, we have -10 plus -5. So remember, if we have two different symbols or two different signs next to each other, the product is going to be negative. So we can rewrite this as -10 minus 5. So we're going to put our dot above the first number, so the -10, and we're subtracting 5. So that means we're moving 5 to the left. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's going to be -11, -12, -13, -14, and -15. So that means -10 minus 5 is equal to -15. For our next example, we have -8 minus 3. So we're going to put our dot above -8, and we're moving 3 to the left because we're subtracting. So 1, 2, 3. So that's going to be -8 minus 1 is -9, minus 1 is -10, minus 1 is -11. So -8 minus 3 is going to be -11. And for our final example here, we have -2 plus 11. So we're going to put our dot above -2, and we're going to be adding 11. So moving 11 spaces to the right. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's going to be -2 plus 1 is -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So -2 plus 11 is going to be 9. Now for a little hack. The order you add integers doesn't matter. For subtracting, it does matter, but the order you add, it doesn't. So for our previous example, we had -2 plus 11. That's actually the same thing as 11 minus 2. So we can just swap these two terms around to get this. And notice when we swap the terms or swap the numbers, they carry their sign that's in front of it with them. So if we're swapping the 2, we're not just swapping the 2, we're swapping the -2. And we're not just swapping the 11, we're swapping +11. So whatever sign is in front of that number gets carried with it when you rearrange. Now let's go over some more examples. So for our first example, we have 13 plus -3 minus 2. So remember, if we have two different signs next to each other, their product is going to be negative. So we can rewrite this as 13 minus 3 minus 2. So 13 minus 3 is going to be 10, and 10 minus 2 is going to be equal to 8. So our answer is 8. For our second example, we have -10 plus 5 minus -5. So we have two of the same sign next to each other, so their product is going to be positive. So we can rewrite this as -10 plus 5 plus 5. And now remember, it doesn't matter which order you add the terms. So I'm going to add these positive 5's together first. So then we get -10 plus 10. And -10 plus 10 is the same thing as 10 minus 10. So we're going to get 0. So our answer for question 2 is 0. So for our next question, we have -60 minus 4 plus 10. So we could do 10 minus 4. We know that is 6. And then we have -60 plus 6. So if we take our number line here, we have -60, and we're adding 6. So we're going 6 to the right. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's going to be -59, 58, negative 57, negative 56, negative 55, and negative 54. So our answer is going to be negative 54. And then for our final question, we have 20 minus 30 plus 40. So we could do 40 plus 20, and then that gives us 60. And then we could do 60 minus the remaining 30. So 60 minus 30 is equal to 30. So that's how we get our final answer. I hope this helps. If you have any questions, let me know. Thank you for watching.